A routine traffic stop turns into a full-blown confrontation when a man insists the law simply does not apply to him. His car has no license plate, he doesn't have a valid license, and the vehicle isn't insured, yet he confidently tells the deputy he's not driving, he's just traveling. According to him, driving is a commercial activity, and since he's not making money, he believes he's exempt from traffic laws. The officer calmly explains that Florida law doesn't work that way, but the man refuses to accept it. As the stop continues, the situation escalates. The deputy confirms the man's license has been suspended for years, and his vehicle isn't legally registered. Still, he continues arguing, repeating legal-sounding phrases he believes protect him from arrest. Eventually, the officer has no choice but to take him into custody, turning a simple traffic stop into a serious legal problem. Then comes the courtroom. The judge is clearly frustrated, and for good reason. This isn't the man's first time in court. In fact, he's been arrested 8 times in just 1 year for similar offenses. Despite this, he continues to challenge the court's authority, refuses to be sworn in because of his faith, and insists there are no victims in his case, so the court has no jurisdiction. The judge shuts down every argument, making it clear that repeated violations, defiance, and refusing to follow the law have real consequences. Because he committed a new offense while already on probation, the judge revokes his bond and orders him held without bond. The court also orders a mental health evaluation, signaling serious concern over his behavior. This video is a powerful example of what happens when sovereign citizen beliefs collide with reality. No matter how convincing the arguments may sound online, courts don't recognize them, and the consequences only get worse when someone refuses to learn.
All I have for protection right now is this.
Okay. Do you have registration on this vehicle, and do you have your...
It's not mine. I don't know really anything is right now.
You said it's not yours?
No.
Whose vehicle is this?
It was my neighbor's across the road.
It was your neighbor's?
Yeah. He lets me use it whenever he wants. I mean,
but it's parked in your driveway?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, because you don't have a license, or do you have a valid license?
Not with me.
Not with you?
No, I'm trying to get it reinstated, but I got to pay some fees that are kind of exorbitant right now.
So your license isn't even valid?
No.
Okay.
No, sir. What you need?
All right, come here.
Am I going to get arrested?
We've got an issue here, okay?
What's the issue?
Well, the issue is, 1, your driver's license has been suspended since 2022.
Oh, that's...
Okay? Yes. 2, all right, you're driving a vehicle with no tag on it.
It's not driving, though. That's kind of a commercial term.
No. You're traveling by means of driving.
No, sir.
Yes. Well, what are the means?
With that.
What means are you traveling then? You're traveling, but by what means?
By using an automobile.
Right. You're operating an automobile, correct?
No.
You're operating, meaning you're in control of.
I didn't never say that.
You're not in control of an automobile?
Uh-huh.
You're not in control of this automobile?
I'm in use of it.
You're in use of it?
Yes.
So you don't control it?
I mean, it's got a computer system.
It's got a computer. My man,
if it decides to take control, it can.
You are in control of this automobile, okay? It doesn't self-drive.
Right.
You are in control. So you are operating because you are in control of a motor vehicle and traveling by means of driving, okay?
What do you want to do about it?
So here's the thing, all right? Put your hands behind your back.
All right. I got them already. Can I open stuff and...
I will take care of it.
Can we go by my house?
No.
Because I got stuff that's sitting out that's going to ruin my dog.
Well, then you're going to have to call somebody to come take care of your pets, okay? 442 back.
I feel like I'm just a giant target now. You already arrested me once, haven't you?
1015, one white male. Yes, I have, actually, and I told you that I was going to be looking for this van because it is...
So you're just watching my house waiting on me to mess up, then?
No, I was just...
As soon as I drove by, you turned around and pulled me over.
Yeah, because I noticed the van. I know exactly what van you drive, okay? So...
Where you want me at?
You're going to sit in the back of my vehicle.
Here we go again.
Yeah, man. I told you. If I see that van traveling, okay, then I was going to pull it over, and I was going to tow it, and I was going to place you under arrest. I told you that. I said you need to get things in order. All right? You don't have a proper driver's license. You don't have your van registered. You don't have that van registered. Okay? You're using the sovereign citizen script, and your van, your license plate, is kind of
you guys just love
reflecting.
labeling us.
Well, yeah, that's your label, man. Stop using the sovereign citizen script.
I don't
and
use anything.
You just said you have to follow Florida state statute, right?
On what grounds?
On what grounds?
Yeah.
You live here, my man.
So they're applicable to anybody that's within Florida, then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
466. Sure about that?
Absolutely, 100% sure. If you're in the state of Florida, you have to follow.
Statutes are applicable to employees.
Show me out with 4.
No, sir.
Do you have a law degree or anything?
On up. Mr. Thompson? I thought Mr. Thompson was in jail. And he was given a notice, conditional release by Judge Campbell. Mr. Thompson, do you wish to have an attorney appointed to represent you today? What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at revoking your release, because in my opinion, you should be in custody and should not have been released from custody. I believe this is a new law violation. Is that correct?
A what, sir?
A new law violation.
I don't.
When you arrested on another driving license, suspended or revoked?
Yes, they were staking out my house, and I don't understand why. I was going to get some food.
I'm going to revoke your release at this time and take you into custody for a violation of probation. I'm going to take you into custody.
I'm here to finalize that disclaimer that I have. It's here now, sir. If you
Take him into
would
custody.
accept it, please.
I'm revoking your release. You should have been held without bond. He's going to be held without bond.
I'm not going anywhere. The guy.
You just give him to his fog bearer.
That's the mess. Can't believe this is happening again.
We'll talk to him again about an attorney when he has a seat up there.
I was down there trying to pay the fines before I came in here, sir.
Mr. Thompson,
Well, they told me to come back
I
after
didn't
this.
sign the warrant. I thought you were being held without bond. I guess I should have checked, but I'd have signed the warrant. You'd be held.
That was because my father, he said, I've been helping with the family. He's had a pacemaker put in just a few days ago, and I'm trying to help nurse the family.
Put him in the box.
You were taking me away from the
Put him
family?
in the box.
Anything else in your property that you want to give?
I got
Mr. Thomas, you before the court, you were arrested on a new misdemeanor charge. Judge Campbell, I think, released you for a notice to appear today, or released you on your pretrial release. This is my probation. I got a warrant, so I'm going to issue a warrant today, hold without bond, based on your.
what is that now?
Judge Campbell, you were arrested on a new misdemeanor driving license suspended or revoked. Judge Campbell, on your violation of probation, released you. The pretrial release program. I'm revoking that release because it's my probation, and I'm gonna hold you without bond based on the new violation.
That's just terrible.
Well, I can't help it, Mr. Thompson. You've got another
I was here to
charge.
disclaim and surrender all those documents that hold me liable here and move for subrogation.
Do you wish to have an attorney appointed to represent you?
No, sir.
You understand attorneys are, go ahead and swear Mr. Thompson in.
For what reason?
I'm gonna swear you and ask you some questions.
I don't think I'm supposed to be sworn in. Due to my faith.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you to affirm, not swear. Okay?
That's the same thing though, isn't it? Affirming and swearing.
I don't know.
I'm here for, let my yeas be an A and my noes be a no.
Whatever that means. It means
Yes,
nothing to
sir.
me. But what I
I'm
will
here
do
for
is- let me ask
honesty
you, do
and
you wish to have
justice.
do you wish
And
to
there's
have
no
an-
justice in
do
this
you wish
house.
to have an attorney appointed to represent you?
No, you keep doing it anyway though. I mean, I've never authorized that from
Do
the
you wish to
beginning.
have an attorney appointed to represent you?
No, sir.
All right. And how far did you get in school?
So
How far
you
did you get in school?
graduated 12th grade?
Okay. And you were in the military, is that correct?
Yes, sir. I was in the Army infantry.
Okay.
Went to war and buried enough of my brothers and sisters to come home.
Yes, sir.
And this,
And
Kind
you
of
understand,
justice.
and you can read and write. Correct?
to an extent,
Okay. You can't read and write altogether?
well, I mean, it all depends on what dictionary you're using too. 100% disabled.
I understand that. I've done everything I could to keep you out of
I've
jail.
already been injured 2 different times at the jails.
I understand that completely, Mr. Thomason, but I've had no luck. Every 2
I
months.
came here
you're
to
back
pay
in-
and they told me to come back to complete
Every
it 'cause
2
they
months,
couldn't-
you're back in court. So what I'm going to do, do you still wish to represent yourself?
I don't, I think that's the best matter for me.
I mean, it's up to you. Right now,
I just still think that's the best matter for me, but
what I'm going to
it
do,
doesn't seem like anything's fair inside this house. Nothing seems fair here.
How many times have you been released from custody in the last year?
I've been arrested 7 times now.
I understand that.
Without any victims. I don't understand how the state of Florida, a stack of papers, can be a victim.
Okay. All right. I'm going to allow you to represent yourself. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and have Mr. Thompson evaluated again. Ms. Nelson, if you go ahead and prepare us on the court's own order, I'm going to hold you without bond based on the new violation of probation.
My mother's 100% disabled. My dad has a pacemaker now, and you're going to hold me without bond.
Your dad's at court every day with you. I understand that completely, sir.
There have been no victims whatsoever.
It starts as a routine traffic stop on a quiet Florida road, something that usually lasts a few minutes and ends with a citation or a warning. But the stop quickly turns into a dramatic confrontation, a clash between personal belief and the law. A man behind the wheel is pulled over for a missing license plate, but what seems like a simple issue quickly spirals into something much larger. The driver admits he doesn't have a license on him and says he's just running to the store. On the surface, it seems harmless, but there's a history here, a pattern of repeated violations that's about to come to light. Almost immediately, the driver begins to make arguments that sound unusual, almost like they were pulled from an online forum rather than any legal textbook. He claims he is not driving, because in his understanding, driving is a commercial activity. Instead, he insists he is simply traveling, and according to his logic, that somehow makes the law irrelevant. He talks about personal sovereignty and legal definitions that don't exist in Florida statutes, using phrases that sound impressive but have no real legal weight. The officer listens patiently but does not waver. He calmly explains that controlling a motor vehicle on public roads comes with legal responsibilities. You must have a valid license, your vehicle must be registered, and it must be insured. Words like traveling and arguments about sovereignty don't change these facts. As the conversation continues, more problems come to light. The man's license is not just missing, it has been suspended since 2022. His vehicle is uninsured, which is a serious violation on its own. Every argument he makes, every claim he utters, is met with firm but professional enforcement. Despite his confidence and repeated attempts to redefine reality according to his beliefs, the law doesn't bend. The deputy explains patiently, but the man refuses to accept it. His insistence on interpreting the law in a personal way leads to a tense standoff, and eventually, he is taken into custody. What began as a routine stop has now escalated into a serious legal matter. The story doesn't end on the roadside. It moves to the courtroom, where the tension continues and even escalates. Judge Simpson presides over the hearing, and it quickly becomes apparent that this is not the man's first run-in with the law. In fact, he has been arrested 8 times over the past year for similar violations. The judge expresses frustration, but he remains professional, listening carefully to the defendant's arguments. The man continues to challenge the authority of the court. He refuses to be sworn in, citing his faith, and he insists there are no victims in his case, claiming that the court has no jurisdiction over him. Despite his defiance, the judge dismantles each argument with clarity and authority. He explains that repeated violations, combined with committing a new offense while on probation, leave no choice but to revoke the defendant's bond. The court orders him held without bail and mandates a mental health evaluation, highlighting that repeated defiance and refusal to follow the law are serious concerns that cannot be ignored. Every claim the man makes, Every technicality he tries to exploit is addressed and rejected. The court is clear: personal beliefs, no matter how strongly held, do not override the law. This case is a stark example of what happens when online legal theories collide with reality. People who spend hours reading about sovereign citizen arguments and clever loopholes often think they can argue their way out of responsibility. But reality is much less forgiving. Law enforcement and the courts operate on rules that apply equally to everyone, and repeated violations have consequences that escalate with each offense. What might start as a minor traffic stop can quickly spiral into serious legal trouble if someone refuses to recognize these boundaries. Throughout the stop and the court hearing, the man maintains his stance, confident in his interpretation of legal principles, convinced that words like traveling can protect him. But in the real world, intentions and interpretations cannot replace legal compliance. The officer, the deputy, and the judge all demonstrate how law is applied consistently, and why repeated violations, especially combined with defiance, cannot be ignored. The courtroom exchange also highlights a critical lesson about accountability. Defiance and refusal to cooperate may seem clever or principled in the moment, but the consequences are real. Judges, trained to interpret and enforce the law fairly, do not allow personal beliefs to excuse violations. The mental health evaluation, the revocation of bond, and the repeated arrests all illustrate a system that has boundaries and consequences, and they serve as a warning to anyone who thinks they can skirt responsibility by relying on online legal arguments. This story captures a human tendency to overestimate our ability to bend rules to our will. The man behind the wheel believed that by arguing semantics and quoting internet theories, he could escape enforcement. But law enforcement officers and the courts are trained to look past rhetoric and focus on facts: a suspended license, an uninsured vehicle, repeated violations, and failure to comply with legal obligations. Every legal system has mechanisms to address repeated defiance, and this case shows them in action. What makes the situation particularly dramatic is the escalation from a simple stop to serious legal consequences. Most people experience traffic stops without issue, and minor violations are often resolved quickly. But repeated offenses, combined with defiance and refusal to follow instructions, inevitably escalate. The roadside confrontation becomes a legal issue, and the courtroom becomes a place where consequences are enforced. The man's insistence that the law does not apply to him does not prevent the law from doing its work. By the end of the hearing, the message is clear. Personal beliefs, no matter how passionately held, cannot override legal requirements. The system functions according to rules that apply to everyone, and repeated violations are treated seriously. The mental health evaluation and holding without bond underscore the seriousness of his behavior and the need to ensure both public safety and accountability. This case serves as a cautionary tale for anyone tempted to test the limits of the law based on internet theories or personal beliefs. It shows that even the most confident arguments, the cleverest interpretations, and the most passionately held convictions cannot replace compliance with legal obligations. Road safety, licensing, insurance, and respect for the law are not optional, and ignoring them carries escalating consequences. From the initial stop to the courtroom ruling, the story is a compelling reminder of accountability, personal responsibility, and the real-world consequences of defiance. Every word spoken, every argument made, and every refusal to comply becomes part of a larger narrative about law, order, and the limits of personal interpretation. In the end, the system operates consistently, the law is applied fairly, and repeated attempts to avoid responsibility only make the consequences more severe. The video leaves viewer with a vivid demonstration of how personal belief systems can collide with reality. It shows that while online theories might seem convincing in discussion forums or videos, in the real world, they hold no weight against legal enforcement. It emphasizes the importance of following rules, understanding the law, and accepting accountability, because the consequences of ignoring these principles escalate quickly and decisively. This story is more than a traffic stop or a courtroom hearing. It's a lesson in cause and effect, in boundaries, and in the limits of personal belief against a structured legal system. It illustrates how repeated violations, defiance, and refusal to accept reality lead to serious outcomes. And it reminds us all that no matter how clever an argument might seem, real-world consequences cannot be avoided.